Good evening, everyone. Thank you for being here at our Christmas Eve service. We have a few prelude selections that we'd like to play for you that we've worked on. So I would like to ask that we try to maintain sort of an atmosphere of, how do I want to put it, not talking. If you can just enjoy the music and maybe meditate on the music a little bit. Oh, here are our string players. That's okay. The first thing that we're going to play, if I can find it. Well, I don't know where that book went. There it is. The first thing we would like to play is Lo, How a Rose Ere Blooming. I think one of the most beautiful Christmas songs, Christmas hymns, goes all the way back to 1599. This next one is also one of my personal favorite Christmas songs. This is In the Bleak Midwinter and by Gustav Holst. And this is my own arrangement. Thank you, thank you. Okay. You're the most attentive audience that has ever existed. Thank you so much. All right, we have one more selection we'd like to sing for you before our service begins. This is our chamber choir. rum-pa-pum-pum, rum-pa-pum-pum.
So to honor him, rum-pa-pum-pum, when we come,
little baby, pa-rum-pa-pum-pum. I am a poor boy too, pa-rum-pa-pum-pum.
I have no gift to bring, rum-pa-pum-pum. Ask it to give our King,
rum-pa-pum-pum, rum-pa-pum-pum, rum-pa-pum-pum. Shall I play for you, pa-rum-pa-pum-pum, pa-rum-pa-pum-pum-pum-pum. Mary nodded, pa-rum-pa-pum-pum. The ox and lamb kept time, pa-rum-pa-pum-pum. I played my drum for him, pa-rum-pa-pum-pum. I played my best for him, pa-rum-pa-pum-pum, rum-pa-pum-pum, rum-pa-pum-pum. Then he smiled at me, pa-rum-pa-pum-pum, me and my drum, pum-pum-pum, pa-rum-pa-pum, pum-pum-pum, pa-rum-pa-pum, pum-pum-pum, pa-rum-pa-pum, pum-pum-pum. Oh, 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 oh,
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Boulder Valley Unitarian Universalist Fellowship. I see some people looking for seats, so what I'm going to ask, if you're sitting on the edge and there's seats near you, could you scooch in so people can just come in? Does that make sense? Scooch towards the middle if you could, so people can see where some of the empty seats are. Thank you. It is so beautiful to see this sanctuary so full. I am Reverend Lydia Ferrante Roseberry. I'm the minister of this beautiful congregation, and I use she, her pronouns. I'm joined this evening by worship associates Scott Yeomans and Kelly Lojudice, our fellowship choir, the chamber choir, and many guest instrumentalists providing music tonight, along with Tad Coriath, our music director. Tonight's tech team is Deborah Mensch, Larry Sherwood, and with our Zoom host, Karen Griglak from Virginia. She's in Virginia now doing this for us. Tonight, as we celebrate the Christian Nativity story, we'll have music and candlelight. We do so in this tradition, remembering the sacredness of each life. So I invite each of you to really take in our welcome words this evening as a reminder of the beauty of diversity among us and in the world. You are all welcome here this evening. In all the beauty of languages, cultures, skin tones, shapes and sizes, gifts and challenges that come together in your uniqueness, you are welcome here. In all the ways you experience and express gender, you are welcome here. In the beauty that is who you love and how you love, you are welcome here. Just love. In all the ways you make your living, in all the places you are from, you are welcome here. With all of the traditions that inform your spiritual life, you are welcome here. And no matter how long you're away, nor how soon you return, you are welcome here. Whether you come tonight with laughter in your heart or with tears, we welcome you. You are invited to join us with a curious mind, a loving heart, and a willing spirit. We welcome you this evening among us. I extend a special welcome to visitors tonight and to our Zoomies. If you are new to us this evening, this congregation is committed to being a center for both spiritual exploration and justice making, and to anti-oppression and anti-racism work within our own hearts, within this congregation, and out into the world. Please come back a few times to really get to know us. Those on Zoom can check out some links that are going into the chat to learn more about this congregation, and those in person can stop at the welcome table following the service if you'd like to know more about us. We're going to light our chalice right now, so if you have a chalice at home, I welcome our Zoomies to light your chalices while Scott lights our fellowship chalice. And please say the words along with me. We light this chalice for the warmth of love, the light of truth, and the energy of action. And now I'll sing our bowl again and inviting it to draw you deeper into the present moment and the company of this gathered community. And we'll follow the sound of the bowl into silence and spend a few moments of silence together.
First Labor by Maria E. Orillo. First labor. Shake this baby out with love and strength. Walk and moan, breathe and bend. The vibration you hear between your legs is your baby singing. Dance, the labor dance. Let the water flow. Let the fire burn. We are here with you. The journey is yours. Yet we are willing to be your guides, your walking stick. Push and move. You are as strong as a bear. I love you. You are beautiful. The baby arrives, finally. We are between worlds. We hold our breath as the child takes its first wordless wonder. We hold our breath as the child takes its first wordless wonder.
If you'd like to rise in body or spirit, we're going to sing together one more time. This is another Christmas favorite, What Child Is This?
What child is this who
It is our tradition on Christmas Eve to read some of the biblical narratives that shaped the Christian nativity story. This evening, we will focus on the angel's visitation to Mary and Joseph that led to the unconventional birth of Jesus. Now, if you were a first century person listening to these stories, listening to this text, you would know that these texts were not intended to be history per se, in the way that we understand it, but they were meant to be believed. To the first century ear, belief meant to hold dear. You would have been raised knowing that the heralding of an exceptional birth was how storytellers told their listeners, pay attention, pay attention. The life of an important person is coming. Now, the Enlightenment shifted our whole way of perceiving the world, and the word belief shifted as well. And it turned into being persuaded of the truth, as in factual truth. So the nativity story creators, the myth makers, they wrote parables, not history. Parables of angels, of dreams and miracles that pointed towards some other deeper truths that they wanted people to hold dear. So I invite you to settle in and listen with the ears of those people of long ago. Listen to the juxtaposition of fear and joy that burst forth with new life. Listen for the wonder and the kindness that made all the difference in the world.
First, let's listen to the story of the angelic visitation to Mary as told in the Gospel of Luke, chapter 1. The coming birth of Jesus. God sent the angel Gabriel to Nazareth, a town in Galilee. He was sent to a virgin. The girl was engaged to a man named Joseph. He came from the family line of David. The virgin's name was Mary. The angel greeted her and said, "The Lord has blessed you in a special way. He is with you." Mary was very upset because of his words. She wondered what kind of greeting this could be. But the angel said to her, "Do not be afraid, Mary. God is very pleased with you. You will become pregnant and give birth to a son. You must call him Jesus." "How can this happen?" Mary asked the angel. "I'm a virgin." The angel answered, "The Holy Spirit will come to you. The power of the Most High God will cover you, so the Holy One that is born will be called the Son of God." "I serve the Lord," Mary answered. "May it happen to me just as you said it would." Then the angel left her.
Now the angel visited Joseph too. This is from the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 1. This is how the birth of Jesus the Messiah came about. His mother, Mary, and Joseph had promised to get married, but before they started to live together, it became clear that she was going to have a baby. She became pregnant by the power of the Holy Spirit. Her husband Joseph was faithful to the law, but he did not want to shame her in public, so he planned to divorce her quietly. But as Joseph was thinking about this, an angel of the Lord appeared to him in a dream. The angel said, "Joseph, son of David, don't be afraid to take Mary home as your wife. The baby inside her is from the Holy Spirit. She is going to have a son. You must give him the name Jesus. That's because he will save people from their sins. Joseph woke up. He did what the angel of the Lord commanded him to do. He took Mary home as his wife.
And now an interpretation from the poet Anne Weems for us to ponder. Mary, Nazareth girl, what did you know of ethereal beings with messages from God? What did you know of men when you found yourself with child? What did you know of babies, you barely out of childhood yourself? God-chosen girl, what did you know of God that brought you to this stable, blessed among women? Could it be that you had been ready, waiting, listening for the footsteps of an angel? Could it be that there are messages for us if we have the faith to listen?
We're going to sing together one more time. This song is called Listening. And it's about being open to the inklings of spirit. And it's a brave act. I think it's interesting that Mary, in one of the readings, it says Mary was afraid of what she heard. Sometimes we might get intuitions of things that we feel we should do that are kind of scary. Are we brave enough to follow that gut spiritual feeling? The song is called Listening. I will sing it, and when you feel like you've kind of caught on, you can just join in and start singing along. We'll do it through about 3 times. And the choir will help us. I'm listening. I am listening. Spirit, speak to me. I'm listening. I am listening. Spirit, speak to me. My eyes are wide open. My ears are wide open to see what I may be. I'm listening. I'm listening. Spirit, speak to me. Let's sing it together again. I'm listening. I am listening. Spirit, speak to me. I'm listening. I am listening. Spirit, speak to me. My eyes are wide open. My ears are wide open to see what I may be. I'm listening. I'm listening. Spirit, speak to me. One more time. Last time through. I'm listening. I am listening. Spirit, speak to
It must have felt pretty bleak. A young girl, unexpectedly pregnant, without even the joy of lovemaking, no less. A confused fiance. Wait, what? She's pregnant? And then there they go, leaving their hometown for a journey across the state during a dangerous time when Jews were under the thumb and the sword of the Roman Empire. That's a lot for any two young people. I'm wondering what their parents felt about all this. Perhaps Mary was a precocious teenager. You could kind of read that into the text if you want. So maybe her parents were relieved to have Joseph take her far away to give birth. Or maybe Mary's mother grieved the loss of her baby girl who was entering the ranks of motherhood much sooner than expected. I can imagine Joseph's parents trying to have the conversation with Joseph, making sure he knew that babies don't usually just appear in a woman's womb, and perhaps preparing him for that birthing process. Walk and moan, breathe and bend. No matter what they were thinking, I can't imagine that it was an easy time for any of them. Between the Roman decree that everyone needed to be registered, which meant days of perilous travel, and a baby on the way, everyone needed to pivot to adjust to this new circumstance. Pivot. That's right, I said it again. Pivot, that's the word those of us in this congregation got very accustomed to during the height of the pandemic, when we changed plans on a dime Sunday, sometimes on a Saturday before Sunday. And with that, though, we grew all much more flexible and resilient. Pandemics aside, none of us gets through life without some challenging moments. No individual, no family, no community of people, no nation is spared from surprises in life. Surprises can bring internal and external chaos. And often in times of internal turmoil, our tendency is to speed up, either just choose a direction and go, or freeze, clam up, close down. But if you look closely at this story, you'll see that neither Mary nor Joseph responded in either of those ways. They were listening to messages that they received in the quiet of their heart during these chaotic times. The messages that reminded them, do not be afraid. It's the biblical version of, you got this. Even more than that, they were informed that they had a special calling, something neither of them could have imagined would take over their life in this way. Not only was Mary going to give birth, but this kiddo was going to be really special. And during that time of great change, they listened with eyes and ears wide open, ready to hear what was theirs to do. This year, I can't stop thinking of Bethlehem, the Bethlehem of today. You see, this year, unlike most other years, it's a barren city in a war-torn state, and this is usually the most abundant time of year for the city of Bethlehem. I learned from NPR that Christmas, as it is usually celebrated in Bethlehem, was canceled this year. Bethlehem's Church of the Nativity, first built in the 4th century by the Roman Empire Constantine, is famous for its grotto, which Christians believe marks the exact location where Jesus was born. It should have been packed this time of year, I heard, with a long queue snaking toward the sacred spot, but now it's nearly empty. A short walk from the Church of the Nativity is the Evangelical Lutheran Christmas Church. There, the Reverend Munther Isaac and his congregation chose this year to make a statement about what was happening in Gaza. Using broken cement and paving stones, they placed the baby Jesus in the center of a pile of debris. This debris was from a collapsed home, and it was inspired by television images of children being pulled from rubble. Reverend Isaac said, "I've always say we need to de-romanticize Christmas. In reality, it's the story of a baby who was born in the most difficult circumstances, under occupation, who survived the massacre of children himself when he was born. So the connection was natural to us. We're happy we were able to speak for our people, and that this one picture spoke more than many, many words." The reason I'm captured by this is that I realize that Reverend Isaac and his congregation could have forged ahead with Christmas as usual, perhaps bemoaning a smaller turnout for their services and the board worrying about how it might impact their budget. Or they could have closed up shop completely for this year. But instead, with eyes and ears open, they listened to what was needed in this very moment in time, in their very context. And they created a creative depiction juxtaposing the message of peace that's alive in the Nativity story with the horrors of the war on the West Bank. This bold nativity scene reminds me of the words of the Catholic monk Thomas Merton, who wrote, "Humans have a responsibility to find themselves where they are, in their own proper time and place, in the history to which they belong, and to which they must inevitably contribute, either their response or their evasions, either truth and act or mere slogan and gesture." The truth is, from before the time of Jesus' birth through to the end of time, there have been, and there always will be, challenging moments. We're in some now, of course, in the West Bank, here in our own nation, in our community, and no doubt in some of our homes. Margaret Wheatley writes in her book, Perseverance, "We've never been here before in terms of the global nature of our predicament. Yet we have been here before. In our long, mysterious history, humans have had to struggle with enormous upheavals, dislocations, famines, and fears. We've had to counteract aggression, protect our loved ones, and face the end of life as we've known it over and over again. The scale is different now, but the human experience is the same. And so are our human spirits, capable of generosity or abuse, creativity or destruction, survival or extinction. We face the challenges and struggles of this time, or as we face the challenges and struggles of this time, it might help to recall the centuries and actually millennia of solid shoulders that we stand on. So my question is, are you listening? Or more accurately, to what are you listening? Do you take time to hear that still, calm voice that whispers to you, "You got this"? Do you listen to your dreams? Take time to listen with ears and eyes wide open? What is birthing in you that you might not explore without that little fear not nudge of an angelic voice that you can only hear when you still yourself just a bit. Or perhaps you might be feeling a little beyond the birthing stage yourself. But think of the angels that called on the shepherds and the kings and said, go to where you see that creative love bursting forth in the world. Go, bring your support, bring your love, and bring your gifts. They too listened and followed and got out of their regular routine, their mundane practices, to look for the place where love and light were coming into a dark world. This is a tale that is filled with reminders to listen to the sound of angels pointing us in the right direction, filling our hearts with the joy that also always exists side by side with whatever challenges we are facing. In the darkness of these days, may we slow down enough to listen, to recognize the gifts that we have to offer, especially those gifts of holy presence. And may we see the possibility for love and light within each and every being. May we sing a song of joy for the preciousness of the very gift of life. Blessed be.
Okay, we have another song that we would like to sing for you, but there's also a part in it for you to sing along with us. This is an arrangement that I made. I love gospel music. To me, it is the musical embodiment of joy and energy and pure love and light. So we're gonna, this is an arrangement of Angels We Have Heard on High, and you get to join on the refrain with us. So it goes like this, and Emily's gonna help us. 1, 2, go.
Gloria in excelsis Deo. Gloria in excelsis Deo.
That's it. Be ready when the time comes. Okay.
I'll help you. Angels we have heard on high, sweetly singing o'er the plains, and the mountains in reply, echoing back their joyous praise. Shepherds, why this jubilee? Why these songs of happy cheer? What great brightness did you see? What glad tidings did you hear? Gloria, 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 Gloria. In excelsis Deo we sing Gloria, 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 Gloria.
and the mountains in reply echo back their joyous strains. Angels we have heard on high, sweetly singing o'er the plains, and the mountains in reply echo back their joyous strains. Angels we have heard on high, sweetly singing o'er the plains, and the mountains in reply echo back their joyous strains. Angels we have heard on high, sweetly singing o'er the plains, and the mountains in reply echo back their joyous strains. Angels we have heard on high, sweetly singing o'er the plains, and the mountains in reply echo back their joyous strains. Angels we have heard on high, sweetly singing o'er the plains, and the mountains in reply echo back their joyous strains. Now we sing our song of love, now we lift our hearts in praise, sing with joy to all the world, sing glory, we sing Gloria, we sing Gloria, we sing Gloria, we sing Gloria, sing Gloria. Thank you.
At every service, we remind ourselves of the abundance of our lives and of this community by giving half our plate away to those organizations that share our values. However, over the end of the year holidays, like today, we dedicate our full plate to the minister's discretionary fund. The minister's discretionary fund enables Reverend Lydia to provide support for those among us going through unexpected financial challenges. In the past year, Reverend Lydia has supported people who needed extra help with expenses associated with a move, rent for people unable to work because of an illness, and alternative therapies for those with chronic stress or illness. She also supported me when I needed to visit a family member during a medical crisis. We have all had times of need, and many of us have had times of abundance. Our sacred relationship for caring for one another helps remind us of our interconnectedness and love for our beloved community. We are stronger when we care for each other. Please give generously as you so often do. You can text your donation at the number on the screen or in the Zoom chat.
With gratitude, we accept these gifts, the generosity of each of you, so that we may support one another in our time of need. Blessed be. Within both our Unitarian and our Universalist faith tradition, we affirm the holiness of all children, recognizing that each child that is born is worthy and beautiful. Tonight we'll celebrate children welcomed into families within this community using the words of Unitarian religious educator Sophia Lyons Foz, adapted and set to music. There will be a place, a little when we get to the end of her poem, where you will be invited to come forward and light a candle and say the names of anyone who you've welcomed into your extended family this year. Any child that is a part of your family by birth or fostering or adoption, a cousin or a nephew, a new neighbor, a grandchild, or a great-grandchild. We'll begin with the words of the 20th century educator Sophia Lyons Foz. And the chorus is set to music, and you'll hear that a few times starting now.
Each night a child is born, is a holy night, a time for singing, a time for wondering, a time for worshiping. Each night a child is born, is a holy night.
For so the children come as they have been coming, always the same way they come, born of those who have come before. No angels herald their beginnings, no prophets predict their future courses, no wise ones see a star to show them where to find the babe that will save humankind. Yet each night a child is born is a holy night. Parents sitting beside their children's cribs feel the glory in the sight of new life beginning. And they ask, what blessed gifts will this new life bring to the world?
Each night a child is born, is a holy night, a time for singing, a time for wondering, a time for worshiping. Each night a child is born, is a holy night.
And now we invite you to come forward if you wish and light a candle or use the microphone to share the name of any child born into your extended family in this past year. If you're on Zoom, we'll invite you to type that into the Zoom chat and we'll light a candle for you. So please feel free to come forward. And would you light one more for all of the children in the world, for all of the ways that we share love with one another, for all of the possibilities that we have.
Each night a child is born, is a holy night, a time for singing, a time for wondering, a time for worshiping.
There's just so much great Christmas music. Thank you for indulging us. We have this is another Christmas lullaby. This one is from the 16th century. And it's a lullaby, though it gets really, really loud. So we're probably waking some babies.
Little tiny child, bye bye, Luli, Lule. Oh, sisters, too, how may we do for to preserve this day? This poor youngling for whom we do sing. Bye bye, Luli, Lule. Luli, Lule, Lule. Bye bye, Luli. Bye bye, Lule. There shall be more, so he did say. Bye bye, Luli, Lule. In Bethlehem, a child today. Bye bye, Luli, Lule. This poor youngling for whom we do sing. Bye bye, Luli, Lule. Luli, Lule, thou little tiny child. Bye bye, Luli, Lule.
Beloveds, we're gathered here tonight on this most holy of nights within the Christian tradition. We're gathered here in gratitude and hope. We're gathered here to listen to the stories of old and what they might tell us about how we might choose to live today. Beloveds, in these challenging times, there is still hope and love that weaves and whispers through the world like a wind. Are you listening? May you listen deeply. The world needs our deepest, most heartfelt capacity to bring love and healing into the world. Each day holds new promise, new possibility, just like each being, each new life has that possibility as well. Bring love into the world. Listen for where you are being called to offer yourself. Listen to where you're being called to support others in their energy, in their bringing beauty into this world. May this be our promise and our prayer to be the bringers of light and love into a broken world. Blessed be. Amen. I'm not supposed to walk away. It was dramatic though, wasn't it? It was just a dramatic moment. Okay. But now, actually, the most dramatic moment of the evening, we have arrived at our moment of wonder, when we will gather by candlelight and wish one another the peace and joy that these holidays have to offer. For those of you at home, we invite you to light a candle and turn off your own home lights for this candlelit moment. For those of you in the sanctuary, I hope you each have your candles. And is there anybody who needs a candle? Because we may still have some to offer. Everybody good? Okay. Scott and Kelly and I will come down the aisles and we will be lighting candles. And I will show you the best way for this to work is to put the unlit candle, by the lit one. Okay? That way we won't burn anybody, hopefully, or get too much wax on everything. We will sing Silent Night by candlelight. After the choir will begin with one of their pieces called Night of Silence. And following the benediction, we will have one more piece of music to bring us forth.
And I'll turn around and bring you in when it's time for us to sing Silent Night together.
Oh
And now we will extinguish our chalice, but not the warmth of love, the light of truth, or the energy of action. These we carry in our hearts until we meet again. Merry Christmas, everyone. You may extinguish your candles now and leave them with the greeters on your way out of the sanctuary after hearing this last beautiful piece of music.